everybody and welcome back to my channel. Now today's video I'm going to be doing the £20 makeup challenge. Now the idea of this challenge is that you have to go out and buy enough products to do full face and makeup spending only £20. I have a makeup bag here filled with all the stuff that I brought and I did get quite a lot for my money. It did come to £19.68, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I did actually get a lot and I was really happy about that because there are now a lot of cheaper makeup products on the market, whereas before it was kind of only like L'Oreal, Maybelline, that was kind of the cheapest you can get. Now brands like Makeup Revolution and MUA have such good products and they're such affordable prices, which I think is amazing. So I wanted to pick products that are actually good. I didn't want to just spend the lowest that I could possibly spend and then just get more, but I wanted to buy products that are actually really good quality, even if I did get a few less products than some of other people that have done this video before, because quite a lot of them ended up hating the product that they bought. But I really like the products that I brought now. So if you'd like to see my £20 makeup challenge, then just keep watching. Miss Sporty Morning Baby BB Cream, and it's a matte BB cream. This is the shade 01 Light. It may be a little bit too light, but hopefully we can make it work. So I'm just going to apply it with my finger first. Yeah, that is quite light. And then I think I'm just going to use my Real Techniques buffing brush because I feel like a sponge is just going to soak up most of this product, and it's not obviously, God, I look crazy, it's not like going to be full coverage or anything, so I don't really want to soak up any more of the product than I already got on my face. My face is slightly too dark for my body, so this might actually make me the correct shade so I match, which is quite good. Although I did look at the range of shades and I'm pretty sure they only have 2 or 3, which isn't great. Well, it's quite bad really, because obviously there's quite a lot of people in between. I'm kind of in between the first and the second shade. The second shade was just a bit too dark. This has got the coverage that you would expect from a BB cream, but I think it actually looks really, really lovely. It's I don't know if it's matte or not. I mean, that doesn't look matte to me, but I'm not gonna lie, I did stick on a primer beforehand and that wasn't a matte primer, so that may be why. Give it a nice even coverage. I actually really like that. Like, I need to get into BB creams more now because sometimes when I go to college I don't want to like stick on a foundation if I've only got one lesson. So I might actually use this quite often. For concealer, I thought as I had a very light coverage kind of base, I wanted something that would cover up any redness or imperfections that I do have. So I went for my trusty Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer. I thought if I bought a cheaper kind of foundation or BB cream, then I could spend a little bit more on concealer because I can easily use this to touch up any imperfections. So yes, and I got this in the shade 1 Fair. I've seen other people do this video and quite often they buy like a concealer from Makeup Revolution and it's only £1, and all of them said, you know, it isn't a good concealer, it's got no coverage to it. So I thought, well, I don't really need much coverage anyway, so if I just got a kind of cheaper base, then I can touch up with concealer. Also, in this video, I tried to go for products which I've heard that actually do work. I didn't want to just pick up the cheapest thing so I could get the most. I went for products that I've actually heard are really good, so I did want to recommend some really cheap products because I don't see the point in doing a video like this and the makeup turns out to look horrible and the products aren't great and then everyone goes out and buys them and then it's just wasting their money. So I didn't want anyone to waste money, obviously. So that's why I've gone for products that I actually personally think would work and do work, because some of these I actually already own. I've just brought another one for the sake of the video. So I'm just blending this in on my beauty blender. I'm not including, obviously, brushes and sponges aren't like included in the £20 because that is not happening. But all my brushes I use anyway are like affordable brushes. I never say what brushes I'm using just because most of them are Real Techniques ones and The other ones, the brushes that I use with the black handles are the Lorac brushes that you get from Amazon. They're like £7 for like 12. And then the ones I tend to use for eyeshadow are my Eco Tools, like double-ended brushes. So they're the only brushes that I have. They're kind of the only brushes that I need at the moment. So next I'm setting that concealer with the MUA Makeup Academy Pro Base Matte Satin Pressed Powder. I've never actually used this before, so I don't know how good it's going to be. And I got this in the shade Ivory. Now, I'm just going to put this under my eyes and any other places that I've applied concealer. So that has definitely mattified my skin, although it does look a little bit heavy, and you can, if you look up close, you obviously can see it. The normal powder I would use to set under my eyes is the Rimmel Stay Matte powder, and loads of people rave about it all the time because it doesn't show up on the skin as much as this product does. Although this is still a good product, it's mattified my skin, which is exactly what I wanted it to do, and has set my concealer, so we'll see if that budges throughout the video. The next product that I bought was the MUA Eyebrow Pencil in shade Blonde. This has two ends to it. It has one with, it's kind of a spoolie, kind of just like a little brush, and then the other end obviously has the pencil. I normally go for eyebrow product that's in like a kind of palette. I don't really normally use eyebrow pencils, but eyebrow pencils are kind of the cheapest option, so we'll just see how we go with this one. So I'm just combing through my eyebrows first with the like spoolie, I'm just going to call it, because I don't really know what else to call it. It's like a brush. I'm hoping this is the right shade for me. There was this shade, and then it suddenly went really, really dark, and obviously that was too dark for me. So they don't really have a great range of products for people with my kind of eyebrow colour, because I don't have blonde eyebrows, but I don't have dark brown eyebrows. So far I'm not that keen on this, but then I think that's just because I'm not too keen on eyebrow pencils anyway. The spoolie on the other end is kind of just separating the brows completely and taking away like the product that's on my eyebrow, which isn't great. So that hasn't done a bad job at all. It's probably not my favourite product to use. I mean, they do look okay, but I just prefer kind of using a powder. I find it a lot easier to get a more precise application, but it is a good product and it does match my eyebrow colour really well. So next, moving on to eyes, I'm going to be using the MUA Merged Trio Eyeshadow in the shade Emotions. I actually already own this. I was going through my eyeshadows and I don't have many really affordable eyeshadows. I'm pretty sure this compact is £2.50. I will link all the products below as always, but I'm pretty sure it's £2.50, and I use this quite a lot, and it's actually such an amazing product. It works so well. They are so pigmented. You can see here how pigmented the eyeshadows are. Even when you apply them onto like your hand, they're still so pigmented, and look how beautiful they all look. So I'm starting off with golden colour and applying this in my crease. One thing I would say is that these eyeshadows contain a lot of glitter, although the glitter, once you blend it out, especially into the crease, the glitter kind of tends to fall off, so it does kind of leave a bit of a matte eyeshadow, but there is still glitter there, like you can tell this is a glittery eyeshadow. But apart from that, they are so pigmented. So now that I've got that shade in my crease, I'm just going to apply the darker shade, but I'm just applying this right in the like outer V of the eye, just to darken it up a bit and make it look a little bit more smoky. I'm just using a bigger, fluffier brush to kind of diffuse the edges out a bit. I'm just taking that darkest shade on the bottom lash line a little bit and then blending it out. Then taking the golden shade on the centre of the lower lash line. Then for the lid shade, I'm packing on that lightest shade. It's quite hard. Quite a lot of cheaper eyeshadow products are mostly glittery. You don't often find a palette with all mattes, which I find a bit annoying. And then I'm just going in with my brush and blending them all together. So now for mascara, I'm applying the Natural Collection mascara in Lash Length. I really like the ones Lash Length and Lash Definition. I think they're the best ones to go for. I use this mascara a lot and I really love it. I feel it gives my lashes a lot of length and makes them look a lot thicker as well. And it's only £2, so you can't really go wrong. I'm also applying this to the lower lashes. You could just leave it at one coat, but I'm applying two because I like to go ham on my mascara. I just feel like I really like when my lashes look really nice and long. Not clumpy, just nice and separated and long and thick. If a mascara isn't really kind of making your lashes look as black as you want them to, or look as thick, then kind of put the mascara on the back of your eyelashes and twirl it around, and it will really coat your lashes. Although you've got to be careful because some mascaras will go really, really clumpy when you do this, so you've just got to make sure that it isn't a clumpy mascara that you're using. That is the eyes done, and I'm really happy with how they're looking. Moving back onto the face for bronzer, I'm using the MUA bronzer in the shade 1. And I'm going to be using my Real Techniques contour brush and slightly contouring with this. I'm really loving at the moment applying my bronzer with a smaller brush. I normally use the blush brush by Real Techniques, but I feel like this just looks a lot more natural if you do it with a smaller brush, because obviously you're applying a lot less product. This was actually the first ever bronzer that I owned. I did like it, although just because it is only £1, it didn't last the greatest amount of time on my skin. So for blush, I'm using the Makeup Revolution blush in the shade Love. And for highlighter, I'm going to be using one of the Makeup Revolution eyeshadows in the shade Mono Eyeshadow Base. And this is so pigmented and works really, really well as a highlighter. If you're looking for a cheap highlighter, eyeshadows work so well, and they're always like slightly more pigmented than normal highlighters anyway. So finally we're onto lipstick, and I'm going to be using the Makeup Revolution lipstick in the shade The One. This is a lovely pinkish nude. This isn't the most opaque lipstick I've ever used, but then it's only £1. And this is the finished look. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up, comment any videos you'd like me to do in the future, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!